Returning to Formula One in 2010 as a works team, Mercedes have become one of the most successful teams in recent history. They've won 7 Drivers' Championships and taken home the Constructors' Championship in each of the last 8 seasons. Prior to that, Mercedes were the engine supplier for the Brackley-based 2009 Constructors' Champions Brawn GP. This was their way back into Formula One as their parent company Daimler purchased a stake in the team for the 2010 season. The team was then rebranded to Mercedes and have raced under the world-famous German marque ever since, creating history along the way. Red Bull made their constructors' debut in Formula One in 2005. Since then, they've become incredibly successful. They've won 4 Constructors' Championships and 5 Drivers' Championships, with their most recent Drivers' Championship coming after a fierce season-long battle between Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton during the 2021 season. Perhaps the most famous Formula One racing team of them all, Scuderia Ferrari, have been competing in the sport since the birth of the Formula One World Championship in 1950. As well as having participated in every World Championship season, they're also the most decorated, with more wins and world titles than any other team in the history of the sport. Founded by Enzo Ferrari in 1929, Scuderia Ferrari originally supported Alfa Romeo before, starting from 1947, forging their own identity as the racing team and road car manufacturer we know today. 9 of the world's most famous and recognisable drivers have competed and become champions with Ferrari, including Niki Lauda in the 70s and Michael Schumacher in the 90s and early 2000s. Synonymous with the sport, McLaren have been heavily involved in Formula One since their debut in 1966 at Monaco. In this time, they've had incredible success, bringing home 8 Constructors' Championships and 12 Drivers' Championships, making them the second most successful team of all time. For many, 1988 was probably the most memorable season for McLaren, where the team won 15 out of 16 races, with drivers Ayrton Senna and Alain Prost. The team absolutely dominated the year, and to this day McLaren still holds the record for the highest percentage of wins in a single season. They've had many of the world's most highly regarded drivers racing for them, including Senna and Prost, Mika Hakkinen and Lewis Hamilton, who won the Drivers' Championship during the 2008 season. Renault F1 team rebranded to Alpine in 2021 to promote Renault's Alpine sports car brand. They've been part of Formula One for more than 40 years, starting as a constructor in 1977. As well as having their own team, Renault has acted as engine supplier for various partners over the years, where they've shared in many successes, including an incredible run in the 1990s with Williams and 4 back-to-back titles with Red Bull from 2010 to 2013. Renault won both the Constructors' and Drivers' Championships in 2005 and 2006. The Red Bull-owned AlphaTauri team was originally formed in 2006 under the name Scuderia Toro Rosso, with the intention of helping Red Bull's junior drivers, giving them a potential path into the parent team, Red Bull Racing. This allowed the Red Bull team to have 4 drivers racing during the same season. Since 2010, they've worked independently, with their own car being designed and built in Faenza, Italy. In 2020, the team achieved only their 2nd win at Monza, courtesy of Pierre Gasly, with their first win and only pole position coming again from the 2008 Italian Grand Prix in Monza, with young superstar Sebastian Vettel in the driving seat. After more than 60 years away from Formula One, Aston Martin returned to Grand Prix racing in 2021. With one of the most iconic emblems in the world emblazoned above the garages and a team of over 450 passionate men and women at its heart, this is a team with a rich heritage. They'll be looking to build on last season's performance and compete at the sharp end. Debuting in 1977, Williams are one of the most famous and well-recognised teams in motorsport. They started out as a very small single-car team in the 70s and made their way to a position of absolute dominance through parts of the 90s. In that time, Williams have had some of the most famous and accomplished drivers of all time in the driver's seat, including Nigel Mansell, Damon Hill, Jenson Button and, of course, the late great Ayrton Senna. Williams have partnered with multiple engine manufacturers over the years, with the most successful by far being Renault in the 1990s, with whom they would win multiple championships. In total, Williams have had a long and very successful history in the sport, with over 100 Formula One race wins to their name. Alfa Romeo F1 team Orlen, operated by Sauber Motorsport, have a long and varied history in racing, competing in various disciplines since the 1970s. But it wasn't until 1993 that they began their Formula One campaign. They've partnered with multiple engine manufacturers throughout their time in the sport, including both Ford and Ferrari. But the best results they achieved were between 2006 and 2009, when they worked with BMW, achieving second place and third place in the Constructors' Championship in 2007 and 2008 respectively. 2018 saw them bring back iconic brand Alfa Romeo to F1 as their title sponsor, a partnership that was extended in 2019. Orlen joined the team as co-title sponsor in 2020. Debuting in 2016, the USA-based Haas team began strongly in the midfield, with Frenchman Romain Grosjean bringing his car across the finish line in 6th place in the team's very first race at the Australian Grand Prix. Ferrari supplied the power units and transmission to Haas as part of a technical partnership which has helped the team maintain their cost-effective and sustainable operation. Prima Racing was founded in 1983 by Angelo Rosin and Giorgio Piccolo. In 1994, the team began to expand its activities at an international level, and since then it's become one of Europe's leading international racing teams. Ever since its inception, it's favoured the inclusion of young drivers, focusing on developing their talents and skills in order to help them reach the highest echelons of the sport. Competing in various forms of single-seater open-wheel racing, this Norfolk-based team have been involved in motorsport since 2012. Later competing in GP2, which later became Formula 2, the team took over the running of Russian Time at the end of the 2018 season. Carlin are one of the largest teams outside Formula One with multiple championship titles. Some of today's most successful drivers have passed through the doors of Carlin, including racers in Formula One, IndyCar, Formula E and endurance racing. Based in Farnham, Surrey, they entered Formula 2 in 2018 and took the team's championship in their debut season, courtesy of Sergio Sette Camara and Lando Norris. High-Tech Grand Prix, based at Silverstone in the UK, were founded in 2002, the year before they began competition in their first season of British Formula 3. They finished top of the F3 Asian Championship 2 years in a row, as well as winning the F3 Asian Winter Series. They're known for providing race operations, including engineers and pit crew, to all cars in the inaugural W Series in 2019, and in January 2020 the team announced that it would compete for the first time in the FIA Formula 2 Championship. Founded in 1996, the team that would become ART, known at the time as ASM and owned by Frédéric Vasseur, finished in the top 3 on its debut race in the 1997 French Formula 3 Championship. In early 2005, Vasseur and Nicolas Todd teamed up to build upon the legacy of the team and created ART Grand Prix. The goal was to expand the operation to compete in the newly formed GP2 series, which would act as a support event for the Formula 1 Grand Prix in Europe. Since the formation of the FIA Formula 2 Championship in 2017, George Russell and Nick de Vries have both become series champions in ART machinery. MP Motorsport is one of the biggest racing teams in Europe. Created in 1995, the Netherlands-based squad has been involved in many disciplines, including GP2 and the GP3 series, before entering Formula 2 in 2017, where they took 6th place in the championship and 8th place the following year. Charroux entered Formula 2 for the first time in 2018, bringing with them many years of racing experience and championship wins. The team was founded in 1985 and are based in Prague in the Czech Republic. As well as their competitive racing, they're also known off the track for their association with the Ferrari Driver Academy, helping young drivers to realise their full potential. Over the years, Charroux have been involved in rally, endurance and various forms of open-wheel racing. Based in Le Mans, France, near the legendary circuit on which they competed, Drio Associé Motorsport, or DAMS, were founded in 1988. DAMS have had a rich history in motorsport with many accolades from various racing disciplines, including Formula E, A1 GP and Formula 3000. DAMS entered GP2 in 2005 and won the drivers' titles in 2011, 2012 and 2014. Since 2017, they've competed in Formula 2 and won the team's championship in 2019. Set up by the late former Formula 1 driver Adrian Campos, the Campos team has been racing in various forms of motorsport for over 20 years. They currently compete in Formula 2 and Formula 3, with notable results coming courtesy of Jack Aitken, who achieved 3 wins in the 2019 season. The best finish for Campos in the team's championship came with victory in the 2008 GP2 series, with Lucas de Grassi taking 3rd in the Drivers' Championship. HWA AG is an independent 360-degree engineering specialist in the fields of automobile racing and high-performance cars. The company's objective is to develop the best possible, high-quality solutions in order to get its partners and customers to their destinations quicker. The portfolio of services ranges from designing all vehicle components to assembling complete cars, together with the relevant logistics, after-sales and support services. HWA Race Lab is HWA AG's operations team in motorsport. It brings together experienced specialists in high-quality race engineering and the associated services in pursuit of success on the motorsport scene. Since 2019, HWA Race Lab contests the FIA Formula 3 Championship and in 2020, the FIA Formula 2 Championship as well. Based in Milan, Italy, Trident debuted in 2006 in the GP2 series. Throughout the seasons, they proved to be a force to be reckoned with, adding wins, podiums and pole positions to their records. They also entered the GP3 series in 2010 with great success, and in 2017 they joined the Formula 2 grid. Ferrari Roma's a high-performance Grand Tourer coupe featuring a mid-front located turbocharged V8 engine, rear-wheel drive and 2+2 seating. The name Roma originates directly from the ancient Roman name of Italy's capital, the car being officially unveiled to the public in Rome on November 13th, 2019. The car's design ethic showcases La Nuova Dolce Vita, Italian for the pleasurable way of life, resulting in a vehicle that offers a departure from the styling language of recent Ferrari road cars. Its 3.9-litre turbocharged engine features a 90-degree V8 dual overhead cam design, which powers the Roma to 62 miles an hour in 3.54 seconds, reaching a maximum speed of 199 miles an hour. F8 Tributo mid-engine sports car features a 3.9-litre twin-turbocharged V8 and at 720 PS is the most powerful V8 Ferrari produced to date. It was unveiled to the public at the 2019 Geneva Motor Show. Integrating innovations and expertise developed thanks to the company's involvement in the GT and Challenge Championships, the F8 Tributo features state-of-the-art aerodynamic advancements that produce a 15% overall downforce increase over its predecessor, the 488 GTB. The F8 Tributo is capable of reaching 0 to 62 miles an hour in 2.9 seconds, 0 to 124 miles an hour in 7.6 seconds, and has a top speed of 211 miles an hour. With Aston Martin's first Formula One car in over 60 years came their first ever safety car, the Aston Martin Vantage, which made its debut at the start of the 2021 World Championship season. With the high demands required of an F1 safety car, the Vantage features substantial engine, chassis and interior upgrades over the road-going car. To improve the standard Vantage lap times, power from the twin-turbocharged 4-litre V8 is increased from 503 brake horsepower to 528 brake horsepower. Other revisions include a more sustained torque output, gearbox refinements and an extensive aero package inspired by Aston Martin's GT race cars.